Good day, my friends, and God bless you. If this audio actually works out, this could be a good video. Jeez, I don't believe any of this either. I used to live in Tallahassee, Florida. It's kind of this mosh posh of retired people and college kids. A lot of drugs there. It was one of the main hubs for all sorts of substances coming into the country. Needless to say, I eventually got in quite a rut there. I was lost, I was depressed, I was in difficult circumstance. I had some profound experiences on psychedelics and profound insights with the discovery of Taoism and that philosophy, simultaneously aligning with the release of the book The Secret. And all of these things led me to developing a consistent practice of articulating my ideals and my dreams, writing down every day what it is I wanted to create. And that at the time was financial liberation, was freedom from the prison I was in, always needing to find money. At the time I was selling weed. So day and night, redefining, redescribing, and writing my dreams and my ideals. And doing it long enough, it's like warming up for an exercise. You have to engage in the practice long enough so that you are genuinely in the feeling. You've broken a sweat, so to speak, emotionally, and are engaged in that reality of finally being free financially, physically, emotionally, in your relationships, whatever it is you're desiring. That habitual practice has recently come back to me. Life has been good enough to put pressure on me again. And I find it's these pressures, these challenges, these difficulties in life that really drive the change. So if we can flip that script and be grateful for all the difficulties we have and have faith in knowing that this is just an ingredient in the transmutation of my life, and to take it as such and to train and to practice again. So I have recently reinvigorated that exercise in my life, and I am doing it writing, but I find more impactful feeling and experience whenever I speak it out loud. So I like to come to places where there aren't people around, at least that I'm aware of, and voice those thoughts, those affirmations, those ideals out loud. And as I said, do it long enough until those words, those feelings are genuine and you are speaking and feeling the freedom and the joy of that liberation that you've brought to yourself. So it's funny, we gain freedom from our difficulties. As I said, I was in a challenging spot in Florida, got into the magic, the idea of cultivating consciousness, cultivating my life, made drastic changes that ultimately led to me moving to Hawaii, getting to live somewhere else. Kind of fell asleep to a degree here and ran into more problems, more difficulties that have now led me to, as I said, had to reinvigorate this exercise to get control again over my creative force, to really drive that home, that I consciously have the ability to shape my reality. I can define and dictate my character. However, my character and my perception of reality are shaped on all of these past programs, past patterning that I have from growing up, all of these ideals of my mentors, of my friends around me that I've just adopted. In order to override these long-standing psychologies, we have to put in chronic and consistent effort into redefining those visions and perceptions, which means we have to have the practice daily, regularly, coming back to ourselves and stating those ideals that we want to be real, those perceptions of ourselves, those perceptions of life that we want to adopt into our own belief. My belief is that life supports me. I am one with the all, with the whole. This whole environment, this whole life, and I are intimate. And I deepen that connection consciously, and so that I can dance and co-create with reality. It's a volley, it's a dance. I listen, I meditate, I receive. I also speak, I express my dreams and desires. So I'm not just saying affirmations all the time, but I do take the time to clearly define those things that I do want and desire. And then I also take the time to sit and to listen so that I can receive. So that's the main idea I want to share, is that idea, that practice of articulating our reality, of articulating our ideals, our beliefs, our character traits, our perceptions. I discern and define and dictate that I am extremely serendipitous in the way that I flow through life, and I have some of the most amazing spontaneous adventures, relationships, experiences that just flow into my life. So I remain adaptable so that I can receive things that I may not have discerned, because God's imagination is better than mine is. So that's why I really cultivate my sensitivity and relationship with life, so that I can adopt and adapt to the changes. I create and develop clarity of mind so that I can remain focused and clear in whatever it is that I do. Whenever I'm articulating certain character traits or ideals or dreams, I am completely present with each word that is spoken. Imagine if every word you spoke out loud, everything that you clearly defined vocally came true. What would you say? How would you articulate your character, your persona, your perception, your experiences in life? What would you ask for? What would you define? Be definitive, be clear, be articulate in your creation, and you can master the ability to create and to define your life. God bless, my friends. I wanted to share that perception and that perspective. Like I said, I come down here, or at least I have been, to get to a place where I can talk out loud and sound like a crazy person, and talk to myself and clearly define such ideals and see what it feels like to embody that. It has to be done habitually, regularly, if you want to drive those truths, those beliefs into your consciousness. You have to make it a habit. When you find good beliefs, good words, good phrases that really ring true, like, man, that's something I need to say a lot, write it down and start to collect a lot of these phrases so that you can come back to them daily, multiple times a day. Fall asleep listening to them until they're fully ingrained and you know it's already in there. So capture these phrases, these words like confidence, clarity, peace, serendipity, humility, faith, forgiveness, finding these power words, putting them into phrases, listening to them regularly, saying them regularly, and driving them in to who you are in your creation of yourself. One of the most enjoyable joys in this life. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it there. Like I said, I hope this audio is good. Love you guys to the max. See you in the next one. Peace.